welcome to a first episode of my new series, When Does It End? Where we say bad things about worse movies. I'm your host, James Blair, with my co-host, Jack Kachkowski. He's dead.
Oh, God!
Okay. And today we are going to be reviewing the 2017 hit, The Rake.
The movie is terrible.
We know. This movie was released in 2017, directed by I Don't Care, and written by who knows who.
But he's a bad writer and shouldn't be hired again.
The director's bad too.
No,
So,
that was a screenplay writer.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, if I was going to describe this movie in 3 words, I would say confusing, boring, and
Loud.
loud. Gory.
No, loud. The movie, it was too loud.
So yeah, basically the basic plot of this. So okay, so if you don't know, this is how the show works. So first we introduce ourselves like we just did, and then we explain the entire movie of what we can remember because we watched this last like 3 months ago.
3 months ago.
3 months ago. So we're gonna describe the movie. It'll probably take about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna go to.
I remember it almost perfectly.
And then we're gonna go to the reverse review, where we both take a number out of 5. And we add our scores together, and that's the final rating.
5 is the worst, and 1 is the best.
The higher the rating, the worse it is. And the lower, if it gets a 1, it's a decent movie. But if it gets a 10, it's like Thanksgiving
I
level.
thought it was 5.
No,
not the
no,
10.
we combined our scores.
Oh, we combined our
So
scores.
it's for a score out of 10.
I get it now.
Okay, so basic plot of The Rake, 2017.
2017.
Hit. Cult classic.
Cult classic.
So, basically, it was based around the creepypasta of a Rake, and
It's about a if you don't know, it's like a skinny dog-like thing that lives in the woods that kills you in your sleep if you think about it.
So I was like, so when me and Jack and Damien's not here.
Damien isn't here.
He's
but-
dead.
Yeah.
He's dead. When we
basement.
saw this on Prime Video, we were like, oh, I like that creepypasta. So
The movie looks good.
it looks good.
When we watched it, we instantly died. We
We're
died
not-
halfway through.
We're not even here. We're ghosts.
We're ghosts. So the movie.
So when the movie was released, it raked in a lot of bad reviews.
Okay, so the beginning of the movie basically takes place about in like this house, but a dad,
It's on Christmas.
the wife. It's it's Christmas time, and these 2 kids, a brother and a sister.
And the
The
mom.
the father is studying the Rake. Like he has a bunch of mental patients that like they met the Rake and they're being controlled by it.
So he,
Then the kid, like the boy, sneaks in. So then the dad kicks him out of the room, like in that trope where a kid discovers dad's secret hobby. Dad kicks him out. So then no. Okay.
Dad found his secret hobby.
He found his secret hobby. So then like this crazy guy ends up coming into the house
And
killing the mother and the father.
They split their intestines open. Then
The kids hide. They find the guy, and the guy kills himself right in front of them. Then the movie cuts like
20 years. First
20
thing,
years later.
this is why the movie's bad. It
doesn't
even tell us.
who the characters
It doesn't
are.
even tell us that it jumped 20 years. All we know, it could be completely different people. But it jumped about 20 years.
Around 20
years.
like
And
20
it starts with these 2 people. We got 2. They aren't even the brother and sister. They are just random characters. But this movie is so confusing that it didn't even tell us that they weren't even the brother and sister. So basically,
If
we
you
thought.
guys think like, oh, then like what
See,
if the brother and the sister were just like starter characters to get the plot going? And
No.
like, no, they bring the brother and sister up later. They started them off at kids, obviously wanting to grow their characters when they're adults.
Yeah. But these 2 characters, they are not the brother and sister. They are just 2 randos.
They're just 2 randos.
We originally thought that it was the brother and the sister, but then they kissed.
And
so
then they
we were
kissed,
like,
and they're like,
brother and wife.
are they going that route?
And then we were like,
Or am I
okay,
just
brother and
thinking
wife.
something
So
wrong?
it's
So it's
brother
like-
and wife.
So we kept on thinking, is it the sister and her husband,
Or is
the
it the
brother
and
his
a wife?
wife?
But
Then later the sister
shows up.
coming in from like a mental hospital since she was
Like
so young
rehab.
when her characters when her parents, not characters, when her parents died, and then she like gets like these weird flashbacks and stuff
To the Rake.
to the Rake.
But yeah, you know your movie's bad when and we're like smart dudes,
No.
we're dumb people.
Yeah, we're dumb people.
Look, we thought that this one character was the brother for like half the movie, and then when the brother finally came in,
And
we
had to
didn't
pay
know.
extra attention to the names.
We needed confirmation.
We had to pay extra attention to the names.
Which you
because
shouldn't have to do.
sometimes in movies they name drop their characters once, and then like at the end of the movie you can't remember their name.
You shouldn't
This
have
is one of
to
those
do this.
movies.
You shouldn't have to do
Like
this.
I actually had to pay attention to the names to figure out which character is which.
Yeah. And you shouldn't have to do that in a horror movie. You should be like, that's that character. And okay, so anyway, the sister shows up. She's standing there because in a couple of days we're gonna have this huge house party. I think one of the person is pregnant, maybe.
I think someone.
This is what we thought.
Someone's pregnant.
So anyway,
It's one of the guests.
so she talks about.
Wait, no, it was the wife.
Yes.
The wife was pregnant.
The wife was pregnant. So anyway, she's talking about how she was in rehab for this, and her brother, and everyone thinks she's crazy, but she knows that the Rake is real and it's out there. But but up to this point, we had no idea that the Rake even was a character.
Okay,
we thought
another thing, the actual Rake monster isn't introduced until like
the-
3/4 of the movie.
the end.
The
Until
last
basically
quarter,
end.
the final quarter of the movie is where the Rake actually gets going.
It looked
And when the Rake actually starts to get going, it's pretty good.
like
The
one-
effects are good,
the one thing
the gore-
this
the gore
movie
effects
does
are
right
good.
is gore.
but the Rake doesn't look like it's a Rake.
It looks.
The Rake,
It doesn't have
the
a
Rake,
handle.
like the creepypasta, the Rake is
It's
like this
skinny.
skinny, slender, like pale dog-like
And this
thing.
man is
And
thick.
this guy is chunky.
Chunky.
Moto will definitely like him.
They like him big.
He
But
likes him big and chunky, and this guy is
his
big
head,
and chunky.
his head is too big for his body, and one of his
like
arms.
fat.
I actually thought
And
this
one
part
of
was
his-
kind of cool,
and,
but
like,
it was like a
He has
spike
like
nub.
these giant. His like one arm is like
A
has like a bunch
claw.
of claws,
And
and,
then
the
the
other
arm
arm is
is
just a
just a-
single toe nub.
A
It's like a
spike
nub,
nub,
a
yeah.
spike nub.
But he uses to stab
He uses to
people.
impale people.
So anyway, she is like she comes to the house and then the night she goes down in the basement, which is a horrible idea.
And
in all
experiences a
movies.
flashback.
She experiences a flashback.
Not a
and she
flashback.
starts,
It's like a panic attack.
and she starts screaming and crying and stuff. So then they go like, "Bro, you're okay," and then it cuts to something. There's a lot of expedition in
It's
this movie.
trying to indicate that the husband, like during the movie, when all the guests come, it's trying to indicate that the husband is slowly getting corrupted by the Rake, but like it just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like he's just like friendly
Like,
one
we
day.
don't-
He's like okay, I don't think
But then,
I don't
but
think
then next year,
I don't think your friend. I don't think like the sister shouldn't be here. She's a bit unstable.
Yeah.
And then
The
goes
next-
on to full. Oh, I hate you.
Yeah, she goes.
I don't
He
know,
goes
and
into
then I'm
full
pretty
dick
sure he
mode.
slaps his wife as well.
He goes into
I
full
don't
dick
think
mode
so.
second day.
He goes full dicko mode. Like he starts swearing. He starts like telling everybody off.
But anyway,
He gets like really
So
mad.
that-
But like it
so-
just comes out of nowhere.
so it goes to the next day, and well, all the guests start arriving. Our favorite character in the movie, who his name was sadly never remembered
Spoken.
by us, but he's so good. He spoke to himself in the third person.
I
And he
think.
was like, "Yeah, he
Remember-
did. He did.
Okay.
He did. He did."
He did.
Yeah. So basically, people start getting killed off.
Killed off one by one. Like
So one.
like
so
apparently like the Rake ends up coming. I forget how. I think like the movie didn't even explain this. Like
but
it
they just
showed up.
shows up. Yeah.
The Rake just shows up and starts killing people one by one. When the Rake finally starts killing, that's when the movie gets good.
Yeah, but yeah, the first kill, the first like group kill is when your boy, our favorite character, goes out to the barn
No, it's a garage.
garage. It was like a barn garage.
No, it's a shed.
It was a shed garage,
No, it's
and he
just a shed.
opens
It
up
was
the
just a
door.
shed.
He opens up the door, and her intestines are out, and it's like, and he's like, no, and then our favorite character actually has the worst death in the movie. It's just a camera coming towards
Oh
him.
yeah,
He's like,
it's a first person
"Ah!"
kill. It zooms on his face of him screaming,
And then it just ends.
and then it ends. We end up finding his body later, I think.
No,
No, he was strung up on the shed, on top of the shed. He was dead.
Okay, I don't remember finding a body though in my.
I think they found the body. Remember,
And
we
then-
haven't seen this movie in 3 months.
And then this one girl. This is the best kill in the movie. This is the best
yeah,
kill in the
she
movie.
just
She goes.
her
She goes.
character is that
She
she's
goes.
on her phone all the time.
She goes into the garage. She sends like a text to Twitter or whatever, and then the Rake comes up behind her and
impales her
right through,
her stomach.
and then his hand goes over her face and just rips it off. Like
Rips her face
doesn't
off.
rip it off, but he like scratches it.
Oh no, he rips it like halfway off, so it's like it's just dangling there.
And then it's like blood everywhere, and then he like. He could have cut up, maybe. He probably cut
I
up.
have no idea.
Maybe. But I think he cut up, and then she explained. No, she didn't explain.
No.
But he did pull it out, and she just froze
Yeah,
her.
then the brother ends up dying.
And then-
no, not the brother.
Yeah.
The husband ends up just dying out of nowhere.
No, he was actually So
No, he was.
his
he
body's
was,
left
he
in
was
the garage,
basement.
and then he
No,
starts
he finds her body. Ends up running
And then he
upstairs,
finds her
but
Rake.
gets impaled through the foot, and then he gets like his jaw ripped off.
He impales through the foot, and then
He gets his jaw ripped off.
Yeah, remember the one thing this movie does right
The
is
gore
gore.
effects.
Gore is great.
Yeah, so he ends up
Really.
getting his jaw ripped off, and it was a pretty good effect.
And
And
the-
like everyone finds him out later, so then it's just like the
The-
brother and the sister.
The brother, the sister,
The
and
bro-
the wife. No, the brother's girlfriend. So then, the sister goes outside, and she's walking through the woods for some reason. We don't know why. She could have been smoking or whatever.
No, she was taking a smoke break, and she
Yeah.
found, like got a
She-
panic attack and ran
She
into the woods.
found, like,
A
this-
naked
this-
version of
a
herself.
naked version of herself, and then she comes up to it, and it turns into a monster, and then it just like goes on her, and
I
then
don't know what you're
and
talking about.
he just goes. She catches her, and then it just cuts away. And then when she comes back, she's crazy now. Like she's full crazy mode. And then
Oh yeah, then she ends up like walking inside. She grabs
she
finds
grabs a
gun.
knife. She gets a knife.
Yeah, she gets a knife,
Like a
goes
box
inside,
cutter, and then she sees
the
the
Rake,
brother.
She
No,
sees
she's
the Rake
Rake.
attacking the brother, but it was actually just the brother
So she runs
trying
down her,
to
trying to kill her.
wake up his friend. So
then
then she runs up and stabs the brother.
No.
No, it was
He shoots her.
the girlfriend.
He shoots her. No.
The brother's still alive at this point.
The sister shoots. The
sister shoots
no,
the
the
girlfriend.
sister. Okay, so she finds the brother. Like no, he's just standing there with a gun because like people are getting murdered and stuff. So then she runs out
brother
thinking
doesn't die yet.
that he's the Rake, and then he shoots her. He shoots her, and she's
Oh yeah,
dead.
he shoots her because like they both think they're both the Rake, which is just some power that he gains.
But Rake
throughout
apparently
the
has
movie.
immense psychic abilities
Yeah.
in this movie.
Then
for
at
no
the
reason.
end, and then after everyone's dead, like the sister ends up finding the brother.
No, the sister's dead. The brother's girlfriend
The brother's
ends up
girlfriend.
finding him, and just like the crazy guy from the beginning, he gouges his own eyes out.
He gouges his eyes out,
And then
like,
he slits his throat like real deep,
And, like,
and then
starts
and
ripping
this
his
is the
head
best
off.
part of the movie. He rips it open.
he
rips
rips
it
his
open.
head off, and then apparently the Rake is inside of him.
And then the Rake is like standing over with her.
No. The Rake emerges from his body while the police come, and then the movie just ends.
It roars.
It roars, and then it ends.
And then she starts crying, and then
And the movie
police
just
silence, and then it's over.
Then the movie
Just like that.
ends.
It's over.
It ends just abruptly.
So yeah, that was
That's the brief summary.
That brief as
Not
in
very
10
brief.
minutes.
10 minutes.
Probably 10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd say that this movie. So what would you rate this movie out of 5?
movie I would rate this
Higher
would
is better.
be 4 out of 5 because the effects are decent.
Yeah, 4 out of 5 for me too.
So that would be
8 out of 10. So
8 out of
it's
10.
still pretty bad, but it's not the worst movie. I would never watch it again.
I would
ever.
never watch it again.
Okay, so next. Okay, so yeah, that's the end of this episode of When Does It End?
When does it end?
When does it end? I've been your host.
I still
James-
honestly think that it's when is it over, but
Yeah, we'll check later.
we'll check later.
I've been your host, James Moore, co-host Jack Hutchowski. Next episode, Bermuda Tentacles.
Bermuda Tentacles. We still have to finish that one.
Yeah, we'll get right back to you on that.
We have to watch it now.
Yeah, we're gonna do that right after this. So yeah, smash that like button, comment down below, share with a friend, subscribe today, join Quad Club. This is B-Boy, Quad Content, and Jack. See you next video.
Up!